Well, all right. Now, besides my otters, I'm wanting to create a gray fox in the image of the first mount I ever did of a gray fox that I actually shot myself back in '73. She was climbing up a little hillock, looking down. Her mouth was open, the tongue was out. It was just panting, no snarling or anything. And what she was looking down at was a little red squirrel standing on its hind legs, looking up at her, barking at her. So I'm looking to recreate that with, hopefully with this fox here. What I can feel through the skin is she has some severely broken legs. So I don't know if I'll be able to sculpt a mannequin in that pose. I should be able to repair the bones. I'm not sure. There are ways of doing it. If I feel like it, I may explain it to you as we go along. She's going to be open dorsal. They're such pretty little animals, gray foxes. They're little beauties. She'll be opened with a long dorsal incision, mostly because of the broken bones on the legs. I don't want to see how it's like Jello. There's always room for Jello, but holy shit, you know. I'll see what the condition of the carcass is after I get her on the table, Jethro. And I get the skin off and whatnot, and I'll see what it looks like. If I can freeze it to at least get a carcass cast that I can work from, and then detach the bones from the carcass, of course, the leg and the foreleg and hind leg bones, and then be able to strip the meat off the bones and then be able to wire the bones back together, I may be able to come up with something for this little girl here. So I'm going to go ahead and skin her. I've already measured her face. The entire facial structure has been measured, the width of the face and all that. That's all been done. I got a length on her. She is 20. Her length is 24 3/4, I think. Where's her full length? I'm looking for a full length measurement here. Hold on. Her length is 24 3/4, nose to base of tail. And her total is 38 1/4 inches. So she's a good size. She's a good sized girl. I don't know what her weight is. I have not weighed her. I really should start doing that. But she's a good sized fox. That's good. This is a good sized specimen. There's no doubt about it. She's got a good sized nose to eye measurement. It's like 2 1/4, I think. It's all written down. The other measurements off the carcass will be taken off the carcass because once you skin these things, they're not this thick and fluffy. And this is a winter coat fox, so she's got a real thick coat. Measuring circumference around this coat is an exercise in futility. You're not going to get a true measurement. It's not like the otter, where the otter has got a real kind of like a close cropped coat. The fox has got a very fluffy coat, like a winter bobcat or even a lynx. Have you ever seen a lynx in the summer and compared to what they look like in the winter? They look like two entirely different animals. Take the skin off a lynx, and you've got a long-legged, like banana, inside the skin of a lynx. So I won't be taking circumference and depth and girth measurements through the skin. That'll be done on the carcass proper. So I'm going to proceed. I'm going to take a lot of photos and put this into it. There'll be a drawing coming up of the first, my idea for my fox mount. It was drawn out on paper first, and I'll be showing that. And then we'll be starting the skinning, and that'll be done in photos. But this is what the fox idea looked like on paper back in 1975 is when I got around to mounting it. Okay, what looks like a nice leg from the outside, like so, reveals a compound fracture down just above the wrist. This is a little gray fox I ordered. Also, her leg was supposed to be a male. It's a little female. It's neither here nor there. The humerus bone on her upper arm here is shattered. Looks like in one or two places. Well, probably just one place, but we have a near compound fracture. You could see the tip coming through here. Just about coming through, but this is a mess. She's a mess. This bone did exit the skin right here. That is a hole caused by this bone. That's a vicious break right there. Nasty. Anyway, on this poor little gal. She looks like, from the bruising and the broken bones, the multitude of broken bones, this is not a trapped or just a shot animal. This little girl looks like she's been hit by a car and then dispatched with a shotgun blast. I have pulled out some pellets, but these few pellets have not done this damage. Not this. Not this. Onward. The worst thing about all these shattered bones, and I had ordered this with the intention of creating a gray fox mannequin in the pose that I created my first fox mount on, my first gray fox, the fox that I actually shot. But I'll tell you, it doesn't look like that might be, but it might be possible. I don't know. I could always splint the bones together or splice the bones together. You know, bones are hollow, basically. I guess I could go up into these bones with some wires and wire them together and tape them. But I just hope there are no missing pieces of bones. Well, again, the bones can be fixed. How do you fix something like that? After you splint it together with a wire and some tape, you can dam off around the bone with some clay and use some fast-setting polyester, or rather, yeah, not polyester, urethane resin is what I'm saying. The casting resin. You can use some polyurethane casting resin. I knew there was a poly in there somewhere. But yeah, this is just a little sad. Poor girl. Poor girl. Poor little girl. Really not much on a fox once you get their hide down, the hide on. Look at that. Ooh, so thick and fluffy and thick and rich in chocolate. And you go there and just a little bit of raw meat. It's like I've been telling people. Skinning these animals, it looks like a roast with feet and a face. I'm trying to convince people that what I do is not insane and I'm not crazy. I'm not having a lot of success on that front. But we already know that, don't we? One more time. Onward. All right. A fox, any quadruped mammal, which means a mammal that ambulates on all fours, has got two front legs. Both front legs on this poor girl are shattered. Both forelegs are busted. I know at least one hind leg is busted. Now this hind leg on her is at least busted. Real lovely. This hind leg is busted. This hind leg, well, so far so good. This hind leg looks intact. It's got good rotation at the knee, but this hind leg is busted. 4 legs, 3 are broken. That sucks. If this wasn't a roadkill, then the guy who killed this animal is a sloppy fucking hunter. He's a sloppy fucking son of a bitch who should not own a hunting license. Seriously. This kind of damage, this is bullshit. I don't know what the hell he hit this with. If his shotgun blast is what killed this, then shame on him for using something that large to take a little fox out. Just saying. Onward I go. Well, yeah, it finally happened. I was going along, I had my nitrile gloves on, and I grabbed hold of the leg to hold it tight while I pulled on the skin, and then I pulled up on the leg and drove one of the broken bones through my glove into my hand. So I had to stop. I've taken a break. I've taken a good long break. Enough to pour a cup of coffee and whatnot, and peroxide this, and put a Band-Aid on my boo-boo. So, back to the grindstone. I think what I'm going to do, though, when I handle these broken legs, I'm going to wear a leather glove instead of just a nitrile glove alone. I think it'll be a little safer. So here we go. I'll try and be a little safer. So, where the hell is the bone anyway that came through? It's here somewhere. Well, I'm not going to poke around looking for it, but I am going to wear the leather glove. These are my old pair of leather gloves. They're full of otter grease and whatnot. See, what I do is I was holding on to the arm like so and pulling down on the foot. Now, what I did was I did make a relief cut on the back of the front paws, and I'll do this on the back of the hind paws as well. But I do not split through the pad. I do not split through the pad. All right? It's like so. I go from just behind the pad, and I go up to the first, well, to the little pad that forms at the back of the wrist. Okay? That's as far as I go there. And then I just continue on by pulling and slicing. Where's my... Oh, I really did toss my poor little scalpel. The scalpel didn't cut me. Was this the bone right through between my fingers? Very painful. It was quite shocking, too. I didn't think anything much came of it until I looked down and saw, oh boy, it ripped the glove. And I was looking for blood and couldn't see anything, so I took the glove off, tossed it in the pail, did a little squeezing, and I saw the area was red. And I went in and I poured hydrogen peroxide on it and tamped it dry with a little bit of toilet paper. And that's when I saw the blood starting on. Well, damn it, it did break the skin. That's the last thing you want to have. Oh, I can feel how that happened. Here it is. Here's the broken bone that came through right here. Right there. There's the broken bone that came through. Right there. Right there. Broken bone, broken bone, broken bone, broken bone. Good golly, Miss Molly. Now I've got the leather glove on. I'll continue on down the foot. I'm using the same, this is the same scalpel that we worked on the otter with. I'm just going to keep a little edge on it. I don't want a brand new sharp scalpel blade. I say I'm not comfortable working with scalpel blades, but I can put an edge on this one because I know how to do these things. Put edges on knife blades, even scalpel blades. So I'm going to go down. And we're coming to where the incision was made. Yep. Right here is where the pad on the back of the wrist attaches. It attaches to this bone here. It's called, I believe, the pisiform pad, and this is the pisiform bone right here. And there's a little pad. You'll see it on your pet dogs. You'll even see it on your pet cats. It's just a little additional pad. When the animals run and their legs bend and their toes bend into the ground, this keeps them from getting essentially like what it's called in racing a raspberry or a skinned knee. That's what that pad does. It protects the wrist, the back of the wrist, from any injuries when the animal is running. It also helps to keep them from slipping and sliding on wet ground. We would have to use shoes with cleats on them to do that. Now I'm constantly pulling down, and you can see where the skin was opened. I'm coming to it, and you can tell where it was open because the meat on the back of the flesh on the back of on the underside of the foot has been cut where the knife went through. But that's okay. It's going to keep turning, turning. Remember, on the inside of the foot, here, this is the dew claw. Whoops-a-daisy, crazy-mazy. And I'm going to move this I'm going to move the camera so I can see what I'm doing and you could see what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Right here is the dew claw, and it's on the inside of the two forepaws. Some dogs, some domestic dogs, will boast a dew claw on the hind foot, and that's simply a sign of inbreeding. All right? It's nothing to be proud of. It's a sign of inbreeding. Now, right here is where the skin was incised, and you can see the fur of the back of the foot showing through. Now, to get around this joint, first I'm going to put on a little stronger pair of glasses. Then, so I can see properly. And my headlight. Headlight, not head lice. Suit up. Okay. Now I'm going to use the curved blade paring knife, my bird's beak paring knife, and I'm going to twist this leg, which is easy because the damn bone is broken. I'm going to pull down with my fingers and go along and work this skin free all the way down to the last joint of this phalange. Now, the last phalange contains the craw. It contains the craw. See if I can get in a little closer for this one. Okay. Now, we're right at the last joint here. This is the last joint, right here. You get the tip of the knife blade in through there and cut it free. Now, unlike the otter toes, these did not freezer burn. The reason being simple. These toes are covered with fur. The otter feet have no fur on the toes. They have webbed toes, which means they have much in the way of exposed skin. Get like so. Get my hemostat so I can grab that. It's always good to have a hemostat so you can grab these little toe bones, hold on to them like so, and then be able to put tension against the back of the bone, expose the tendon, which is right here. It's a shiny, looks like a shiny little satin ribbon. That's the tendon. You cut through that down low. And again, like with the otter, you do not want to cut through the skin. Simply cut around it. Cut around the joint. And here we are. Just get the scalpel again because the blade is smaller. Right in between the joint twist it free if you can. Come on, baby, twist and shout. Let me get a better grip with this hemostat. Hemostat. All right, there we go. Get a grip. And we pull it free. Now, I'm going to use the paring knife this way. I do not cut the skin. A lot of little tendons here. A lot of little everything holding everything in place. All right, now grab the section with the claw. You see, here's the tip of the claw right here. The tip of the dew claw is showing up right here. Okay, it's right there, right where the knife blade is. Tip of the knife. We get under it, and we have freed the dew claw. This right here is the base bone of the last joint that contains the dew claw. And you'll find there are 4 more, all the way down to footsie. All the way down to footsie. But that's the first, what can be construed as the first trouble spot you're going to come to. After that, it's just like skinning any other mammal, any other quadruped, even primates. Same way skinning a monkey or a chimpanzee, rhesus macaque, vervet monkey, chimpanzee, young gorilla. Same thing. They, on the primates, they're called fingers on the front paws. The front paws are more aptly referred to as, or more appropriately referred to as hands. They do have slightly opposing thumb. Now, when I slit this open, it kept the attachment of the tendon. It cut the tendon from the foot and left it on the skin. So I'm just going to pull the tendons free of the skin and lay them back onto the foot where they belong, onto the bottom of the underside of the foot. Pick the foot up again, continuing down. Now you can see, here's the pad of the foot, right here. It's the pad of the foot right there. I guess I could really take off the leather glove by now, but I feel safer with it. I feel safer with the sucker on, to tell you the truth. Especially if I'm going to be grabbing like so and holding on to this while I pull the skin down. All right. And again, the first toes that are going to reach the claws are going to be the 2 outer toes and the outside toes. Actually, I'm sorry, the outside toe and the inside toe. The fox, here was where the dew claw was attached, which means this is the inside toe, this is the outside toe. And I believe it's the first, second, third, fourth. Dew claw toe is the 5th phalange. So, the first and fourth phalanges. Phalanges are what the long bones of the feet on the quadruped animals, and phalanges are what we have in our fingers. So we're not all that different. Except luckily, foxes and otters don't skin us, or squirrels, or anything. Not yet, anyway. Well, not unless you have the Planet of the Apes. Then, if you look interesting, you end up in their museum. Okay. Now, the foot is like so. Okay. This last knuckle here that contains our fingernail contains their claw. So we're getting down to that last joint again. I'm going to work it free all the way around. First thing I want to do, I want to get a little duller knife. I want to separate between each of the toes. I'm just breaking the ties that bind, and the ties that bind in this are the tendons in between toes. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the inside toe first. Now that they've been separated from each other, get in here with the hemostat, grab hold, toe bone, lock the hemostat down, and pull. And as I pull, this white skin, this white tissue that's being exposed here on the outside, that's the connecting fascia that leads to the base of the claw. I'm sorry, the base of the claw joint, I should say. Oh, I just broke the toe bone. Not a good thing. You don't want to do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and continue skinning the toe until it's completely freed. And just like with all the other toes, as you get down into the joint at the base, you can really peel it back. Now here it is. The joint is starting to come free. The joint of this toe is being freed up from the base bone that contains the claw. Ignoring the bone here that was broken. It was broken right about at the joint. So it's not like it's not as bad as the broken bones up in the legs. All right. Again, I'm doing this because I'm looking forward to creating a mannequin with these bones, and I'd like to keep as much of the toe bones intact as I possibly can. Plus, I don't like to keep toe bones in the mounts even if I use a commercially made form. I do not like to leave the toe bones in. If you do, you're going to have shrinkage. That's a problem. You will have some shrinkage, quite a bit of shrinkage. Once you get around the joint, it becomes a hell of a lot easier. Until that time, though, it can create, you could be looking at it and going, oh man, this ain't working, this is not working. But it is working. You just have to be patient with it and persevere and keep going. It's no different. Actually, this is easier than skinning out the feet for a life-size deer. That's always not fun. You have to get down into the hoof. Okay, now I've just twisted the joint with the claw. I've just twisted it off. The last phalange here, the phalange of the toe bone, the phalange, I've twisted it loose, and all I need to do now is to cut the tendons away, like so. Boom. Let go. Here we have the toe. See, actually the bone didn't break. What happened before was the tendon snapped off at its jointed area. But here's the claw, the toe bone with the claw intact. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this foot. When I come back, it'll be all done. Okay, here goes the last toe bone. Tra-la. This is the entire forefoot of the gray fox. Foot's inside out. I can trim these pads away with the scissors. I will, for a short time, turn it right side out. Let me give a little squirt of the Chemol 4 solution to the skin, kind of moisten it a bit. After the bone cut through my hand, and I ran in the house screaming. No, I wasn't screaming. I was cursing more than anything else. I turned it right side out again. Right now I'm just taking a sharpening steel and putting it in the toes so I can get the toes reverted, hopefully, right side out again. Yeah, you just got to work it a little bit. Okay, that's those. All right, now I'm just going to reach up and pull this through. I'm going to take the glove off. I really can't feel a thing with this heavy leather glove. Oh, my hands. Oh, I can breathe. Come on, baby. Come on. Get those little tootsies out here. Come on. Come on, son. Push your right side out. Come on. Just think I struggled to get it right side out, and then before it's salted, it will be turned inside out again. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I'm looking to keep the skin from drying out because I'm doing yet another friggin' video. What do you call me? Captain Video. Captain Video of the Strange Rangers. Uh-huh. All right, here we go. 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 Figaro. Here we go. Figaro. Figaro. Hey. Figaro day. Figaro. Hey. Figaro day. Figaro. Here we go. 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 Mammy. Oh, I'm channeling Jolson again. Watch out, people. He's channeling Jolson. All right. We got these little tootsies back out here. Come on, baby. Expose your toes. Expose the toes. There we go. Boop. Now we have exposed toes. And this is what I mean about the gray fox having semi-retractable. This is what I mean about gray fox having semi-retractable claws, like a cat. You see, when the foot is like so, there's only so much claw showing. But they can, in fact, extend their claw. Maybe instead of being semi-retractable, I should mean semi-extendable. But they can extend their toes somewhat like a cat. They are the most feline of all the canine species, and they are among the prettiest you're ever going to see anywhere. So buttons. So buttons. All right, now, let me continue on. Get these strong glasses off and put my medium strong glasses back on so I can continue. And I got to be careful now. There's bones in here are grinding. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything with this skeleton as far as making a form is concerned. Tell you true, Jackie Blue. Okay. I did put a pair of glass eyes in it. They're not fox eyes per se, but they are slit pupil eyes. I think they're for a leopard cub. But at least I can make a death mask off of this little lady, this little girl. She's a pretty baby. She's a pretty baby. She's a pretty little girl, she is. A pretty little girl. And I'm going to continue skinning. And I don't have to do this on camera. I'll tell you, though, what you will find with the canines, foxes, like you do with cats, very fatty. I mean, remember, there's a video out there showing me skinning a river otter, a North American river otter. And you would think that those animals had a lot of fat on their skin, on their body. No. And the reason is they waterproof their fur with those little oil glands they have on either side of their butthole. They have anal glands which contain oils. Not even so much scent glands, they are oil glands. I'm going to continue skinning this fox the way you skin any other mammal. And then we'll get the head skinned on camera. Well, there's the foreleg. This is the one with the compound fracture where the bone is coming through the meat. We just flopped that out of the way. Now I'm headed down to the hind legs. And I've got this down around here. And I'll tell you, if this is a female, I don't see any mammary glands here. She's got a clean belly. Nothing on the skin. It's just fat, and this is not mammary tissue. It's just fat. Also, you may notice, which is highly unusual, maybe it's because it was killed in the winter, the belly is not green. Usually the belly on a predator, foxes, coyotes, will be green. I don't know. Anyway, what I want to show is how I'm going to open up the back foot. The only cut I make is going to be from behind the pad up to below the heel. I'm not even going to go all the way up the heel. And for that, I'm going to simply take my scalpel and I'm going to go in behind the pad like so. Get in there, just poke the hole through. I'm going to grab my nice sharp, I'm going to sharpen it, I'm going to put an edge on. A nice paring knife, and I'm simply going to open the back of the leg up like so. You want to be careful that you don't cut through the front of the foot, that you don't go cutting all the way through and come out the front of the foot. That's not what you want to do. Now I'm going to stop just shy of the heel. The reason for that is simple. It's easier not to have to sew around the heel. It's easier to just be able to pull this up onto the mannequin and onto the leg form of the mannequin. I know I forgot to mic up. My sound is probably not coming over that well, but okay, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to go down the leg. This is, I think, the only leg without a broken bone in it. So, just so y'all know, I think this is the only good leg on the fox. Just going to pull the skin down. Try not to break the bone in my hand. And you can see now we are at the heel. Okay, just going to start cutting away this connective tissue here, like so, and like so. Now, skinning goes a lot faster when you're not doing it on camera and you're not bending yourself like a pretzel to make sure you're getting in frame and whatnot. There we go. I'm just going to give it another little pull. Make sure these tendons stay on the foot and stay off the skin. Okay. There's just the smallest belly smell, but it's not it's not decomp, and it's not rotted meat in the belly. This fox has been sitting in the fridge thawing for nearly 2 weeks. Nearly 2 weeks in my shop fridge, which I keep at a very cold temperature. The other thing in there is an otter, which has been in there for going on 3 weeks now. I'm hoping he's okay. It's another big male. It's bigger than the one I did for my last video. Okay, now we're coming to where the foot has been opened. Nice not to have any broken bones, but you know, it is what it is. What it is, what it is. It's a funky and low down feeling, what it is. Alright. Enough Aretha. Okay. Now that I showed how the back foot was opened up, I'm going to go down. Remember, there's no dew claw on the back. There's only 4 toes on the back foot. So there's no need to review all the toe skinning again. One thing you'll notice about the center toes on the rear foot, the toe bones, you'll notice they're longer than those on the forepaws. See how much longer the bones are that lead from the knuckle down to the toe, down to the claw? Right there, and these are the same bones. All in all, it makes them a little bit easier to get to. A little bit easier to get them skinned. Cutting across the tendons at the front. Now I can grab the forceps down at the base of the bone by the claw and effectively start turning the toe off the claw. Let's see, we can turn it upside down here and cut this tendon at the bottom. Once that's loose, we go across, cut the rest of it loose. Loosey-goosey. Like so. That's one toe. That's a long center toe. Again, we'll get the other one. Cut the tendons across the front until you expose the joint. Try to do it without cutting the skin, of course, naturally. Once that's done, grab hold of the toe bone. It's basically loose. This will just allow me to grab it. So small, my big old fingers can't grab hold of the toe bone. And we just twist and shout. And we cut off the remaining tendons that are holding it in place. Like so, and here we go. Yeah. The last of the rear toe bones off. And this foot's a lot easier to turn right side out because we have this longer incision on the back. And here's the heel. Here's the point of the heel right here on the skin. That's the point of the heel. We simply put the toes up in through here. Yes, the toes are still inside out. Toes are still inside out, but you can draw the skin up on itself like so. Reach up through here. Kind of stretch the skin a little bit. Push them out, push them out, push them out, push them out, push them out. There we go. Okay? Like so. We got the foot out. Now we can. And I've gone ahead with the scissors and I've trimmed part of the foot pad away on the inside of the foot pad. And now it's a simple matter of flipping the little toesies right side out. Okay? Just like so. And we got it. Now I get to go to the fun leg, the broken hind leg. Later, Slater. Bye. Well, here's the opposite hind leg. And this is really some badass fractured bones. Hey, that's real bad. I don't know if I can ever get that back together.